Ladies and gentlemen, 3-day GrooveKart Accelerator module number 2. This is the day 2 of the GrooveKart Accelerator. I'm here with John Garcia, the one and only support manager and the person that is usually teaching us how to use GrooveKart. How are you, John?
Hey, David, how are you? Always a pleasure to be here, especially with this 3-day GrooveKart Accelerator. I hope that everybody that is in right now is ready to roll because we have a very exciting day. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff with GrooveKart. And as always, we're trying to do everything that we can do step by step so you guys understand it and you guys can execute. So everybody welcome. And remember, go to facebook.com/StreamYard so we can identify you and you can load out the extension or the app in Facebook so you can actually no longer be unidentified, but you can actually show us who you are and we can address you properly. I guess people are already starting to come in. So hello, Gary. Hello, Lovely. Great to have you here again. And I'm glad that you guys are here because today is going to be jam-packed with a lot of stuff. Hello, Christine. How are you?
Awesome. So, yeah, today we are going to be diving in and doing the visual stuff and also the not so visual stuff, like adding on products that's not quite visual, like playing with creative stuff like colors and things like that. People love to see those on videos. It just makes people feel better doing those creative stuff, but we'll need to add on the product so that we can actually modify the pages for the product that we're selling. We're going to be doing a quick recap of the first module for those that are that may have missed the first module. This is the module number 2. There is a previous module. If you haven't seen that one, you can check it out either on YouTube, in the Facebook group, and the Groove Digital Academy. It's basically everywhere, so feel free to check it out in case you haven't yet. But yeah, we're going to be adding on the products. We're going to be working with the pages and then basically setting up the store so that it looks and feels good.
Awesome.
Very
And
good.
don't forget, David, do me a favor. Anybody that is here for the first time, please press the number 3 so we know that who you guys are and we will understand certain questions. But allow me to expand a little bit more on the dynamic. This is the second day. So most of you or many of you might have missed the first day. So if you have, you can go to our channel in YouTube, which is youtube.com/GrooveDigital, and you can find all our videos there. But look up, you can do a search. You can just look for the search and said 3 days GrooveKart Accelerator. You will have the first day, of course, this one today, and you will have the one that will be recording next week. So don't forget to do that. And I see a couple of 3. So we have Nurul, Vivesh, MKS, and somebody from Mexico. So Facebook user, thank you for logging in from Mexico, and John Harrell. So guys, welcome. And now that we have kind of just give you the playing field, let's get started. Shall we, David?
Absolutely. So as we said, we are going to be designing the pages. We'll be covering more on what we are doing today, but I just wanted to say that in case you do have any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask them, but just make sure that you put a Q in front of your questions. I'll turn on a pointer and then show on here. So you have a question, you want to ask it, we will be covering the questions, but at the end of the training, okay? Because we don't want to go into the training and then stop and answer the questions for each and every one that shows up. We'll be managing them all at the end of the training, but make sure put a queue so that we can see when we are scrolling to the comments so that we can see them easily and we can just pinpoint them and answer them for you. So in case you have a question, put a queue in front of it, and then we'll be going through the whole training. At the end, we'll be sliding through the questions, and then we'll be able to see them very simply by just the queue in front. Cool. So here's a quick recap of the module number 1. So John, would you like to maybe do a short recap of what we did and what the people missed in the module number 1 last week?
Sure, let's do it. And if you don't mind, let's just actually come up with, if you can just show on your screen the actual end product for that first day, which was pretty much the website that we came up. But in the first day, what we did was we decided for a niche market that we're going to just kind of work on. Then we decided for the product, which was one of the most, kind of just, I'm not going to say hard points to work when you're doing your e-commerce store, but it's just the most time consuming. because then you're going to dwell a lot. So we decided for the niche, we decided for the product. We actually purchased a domain name already for that. We selected the domain name, and then we actually connected the store using our GrooveFunnels account. Now, right after that, we came up with the logo and the branding. So we did a lot of stuff in the first day. And today, as David just mentioned, and I hope that was a very quick recap and everybody got it. So today we're gonna just kind of complete the process. So David, if I think if you can, perfect. I was about to say that let's just work a little bit on what we did. So this is our official logo. Uh, Gyrotop was actually the domain that we decided, the product name, and that little giraffe over there, David and I were kind of uh, brainstorming. We had one of those brainstorming sessions, so we actually came up with that logo, and you will see it in a second why. So, and of course, we created a domain. David did the graphics right here online using Canva, one of the tools that actually you guys can use for free to create this kind of stuff. So then we decided a little bit on the look and feel and what template. We actually chose a template from the actual GrooveKart, and it's pretty much ready now to go. What we have to do now is what we're going about to do now on the module 2, which is fix up a little bit of the homepage and then the categories and the navigation. But David, you're going to walk us through more on that. And I hope the recap will cover everything. I believe it did. If I missed something, you can actually watch the replays on our YouTube channel and in our Groove Digital Academy.
Absolutely. So the purpose of this GrooveKart Accelerator is to show from beginning till the end how a store comes up. We are not going to be diving in super deep in all the details. That's the point of the accelerator. We want to show you the most important things you need to set up in order to be able to start selling. Okay, there are things that you need to be careful of. There are things that are important but not super, like it's not a priority. There are things that are not important but they are a priority. So we help you manage all these things. Like people, when they set out to create a store or any kind of business or any kind of thing that makes money online, it's an overwhelm. Like you don't know where to start, and this is the goal of this 3 days, to actually show you how to start, show you that it can be done, show you that it is done, and show you how easy it can be done. So basically that's the GrooveKart Accelerator. We are not going to be diving in step by step in detail, showing you how to set up this and how to set up that, if it is not super important for our little kind of project over here. You may have different types of projects, and then you may have encountered different types of problems. But for those problems, you will need to look into the solutions. We will show you how we are doing it with one product store. And let me just jump in and show you what the product is that we chose. We went through on the previous module why we chose this product, but we're going to be working on this project. We're going to be selling this adjustable laptop desk. We call it Gyrotop, and this is what we are going to be doing today. So let me grab my pointer, and we're going to be setting up the product,
Awesome.
basically importing the product from AliExpress into GrooveKart. That means that we have found a product on a marketplace, but now we want to sell that product in our store. Okay, we don't want to send people to the marketplace and like a Chinese marketplace. We actually want to set up a professional branded store with Gyrotop, with the logo and the brand that we created, because then we can find our own audiences. We can actually target our own people that we want to sell, and it's just a better. We can do a markup on that, but we'll explain that more in depth. Also, I didn't mention it here, but we want to make the offer sexy. And people ask me very, very frequently, like, David, I mean, you're selling the product that is already on the marketplace. You're just selling it for a higher price. Why should somebody buy it with you and not with somebody else? Well, there are benefits, like when you bring the product over to the customer in front of them, like you say, here you go, this is going to solve your problems. This is already a benefit, like it's there, then they have the money, you have the product, so it's a value exchange. But there are more, there are people and psychological thinking that may think like, okay, you are selling this product, I can get it somewhere else for cheaper. in order to make it sexy, I'm going to show you a super easy way to actually solve that issue. So even if it is cheaper somewhere else, they will come to you and they will get it for you. So this is something that not everybody thinks about, how to make the offer irresistible, why they should buy it from you and not on a Chinese marketplace. So this is actually kind of cool, and I wanted to add it as a bonus, and this is what we will be covering today.
Right. And just to add a little bit more of what David said, remember that old adage that people used to have that says, if I build it, they will come.
Yeah.
That does not apply in e-commerce. If you build it, maybe they will come, but you have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time bringing that traffic to you. With an offer like the one that David is going to show us, is going to make the offer not only sexier, but actually will help you build one of the most crucial pieces in e-commerce, your list. Because once you offer something for free, people will definitely want to get on it and they want to actually explore it. And as David also mentioned, it's all about the value. Yes, people can actually go search it somewhere else, but if you offer some extra value, that little extra something that people will have the interest to download or to acquire or to purchase, then that's when you start realizing, okay, now if I combine them with my main product, then I'll have a winning site. So Dave, how about if we start already with adding the product to from AliExpress to GrooveKart, and I'll let you take it away.
Yes, so I just wanted to do a quick overview, 10,000 foot overview, what we'll be doing. So the step 2 will be working with categories and site navigation. We'll go into the actual settings, create the categories, we'll go into the navigation, create the navigation and things like that, so that you are aware of what to do in case you have different type of store or different type of product. For our one product store, will not need a separate category because it's just one product, and we don't need the site navigation because, again, we don't have different categories. We won't need a super in-depth navigation. So we're just going to be breezing through this topic, the step number 2, and then we're heading over to step number 3. We'll need to edit the homepage because at this moment we chose a template. We'll need to actually make it our own. We'll need to set it up so that it is showcasing the actual product that we're selling. This is what will take probably most of the time of today's tutorial, today's like training video. We'll see how it turns out. We'll go on to the step number 4 after that, editing the products and the category pages. So when somebody clicks, okay, I want this product, they will be sent over to the product page where they can add it to cart or purchase it directly. And if you may have chosen the way to sell multiple products, you can also set up category pages. We'll hover over or breeze over that one as well. We'll not have a category page because we'll only have one product, so it doesn't require it. But in case you will be creating your store differently than we do, we will tell you also what to do. Step number 5, editing the checkout page. This is important so that you make it your own. You make it your, basically using the brand that we created in module number 1. We'll put in the colors, we'll put in the fonts, we'll just make it so that it looks like a unique experience when they're actually purchasing the product that we set up. And then after that, there will be the Q&A time. So it's this is like a short overview. We'll go into detail and we'll be editing this presentation so you'll be able to get it. But the step number 1, adding the product to GrooveKart, this is where we are starting. So John, what is needed in order to add a product to GrooveKart? We mentioned that we have chosen a product from a Chinese marketplace, which is called AliExpress. But what do we need to do in GrooveKart in order to actually place it in or make it a product available to purchase?
Right. So what we need to do is actually connect our AliExpress extension tool in your browser so you can import the products. And the way to do that is actually we're going to go into our products.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to select print on demand and drop shipping. And then you will see a couple of options there. You will see at the moment all of the partnerships that we have with different companies. You will find Layer App, Ali Connect, Tscape, Slingly, Printful, GrooveKart Marketplace, and Dropify. Now, there is a big distinction that I would like to make here. You have the option. If you want to go with the Ali Connect extension, that will allow you to connect to all of the products in AliExpress. However, there is also another service that we have, which is called Dropify, which is right below in the first option. It kind of does the same thing, but it also automates a couple of other things. However, that is a paid service. So have in mind that if you select Dropify, you might have to open an account and you have to buy it. However, with AliExpress, the option that David right now is speaking, it's actually completely free. All that you have to do is add an extension in your Chrome browser. Important, it will not work in any other browser. So this is very key, guys. We have to use this with our Chrome browsers. Why? Because it establishes a connection within our system to GrooveKart and AliExpress. So in order to do this, we have selected already Ali Connect. So David, do me a favor, just click that dial and make sure that it's red. Or I'm still having trouble with that color it is. I don't know if it's a magenta, pink. I think it's a pink, maybe, David?
Yep,
I think
I
it's
would
one of those.
definitely call it pink.
It's a bright pink. And now, as you notice, as soon as David actually activated that dial, a little wheel just came up to the other side. So click on that wheel and you will see the instructions. So that is the G Ali Connect, the GK Ali Connect. I'm sorry.
Ali G.
The Ali. You remember that? You'll remember
Oh
Booyah
God,
Chaka.
it was horrible.
I love that character. I love especially when he interviewed a couple of crazy people. So, but let's just not get derailed, because if we're gonna start talking about Ali G, we're gonna be just talking here for hours. So once you have this activated, the first thing that you have to do is obviously install the Chrome extension. So we're gonna click there. And what it will happen is the Chrome extension web store will start, and then just add to Chrome. And it will be a seamless, painless process. You will add it to your extension list. If you want to pin it, you actually can do that. If not, you can leave it active. But now, what happened then,
So
David?
cool. It just came here in the upper right hand side corner. You can
Okay.
see there is a little pop-up. It says GrooveKart has been added to Chrome. So that means that we did everything. For the newer Chrome browsers, you probably have an updated version by now. You have a little puzzle over here. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me just type in magnifier so that I show you a little bit closer. I want to showcase how to actually, oops, not this way. A little bit here. So
right there,
you can see it. There is a little puzzle, which is the extensions library. In order to get it out here, you would need to pin it with this little pin icon. So let's just find the GrooveKart
it's right at the top, the first one.
Right at the top. Okay, here we go. You can see that this pin is not blue. If you click the blue pin, it shows up. If you want, you can also move it all the way here so that we can see it. We put it on the first place so that we can work with it. That's the little key. In case you added it and you don't see it, it's just probably hidden behind that puzzle. So click that puzzle extensions, and then you'll be able to manage the extensions you want. Cool. So now that we have added it, we have installed the Chrome extension, but that's not enough for our happiness. We actually need to somehow connect it. We have a tool that can connect the two platforms, GrooveKart and the AliExpress marketplace. And these are the codes that you see here on the screen that we will need to actually import, so that it's like a key which will unlock the connection between the two platforms. So they work hand in hand, and it's just a seamless integration. So what we need to do is head over to AliExpress. We need to reload, and this will open up this little pop-up. As you can see, previously it was not there, and now we can see it. Click to set up AliExpress. Let's just slide in so that we log in. Of course, it is asking us for all kinds of things. John, you pop out there.
Yeah, for some reason, I just heard a really weird noise outside, and my connection just completely disappeared.
No worries. So what we're doing is just logging in. For this to work, you will need to have some kind of an AliExpress account. It's very simple. You can click over here, account. You create your account. It's free, of course, and that's basically it. But now we want to actually connect AliExpress. So I'll just turn on the magnifier again so that I can zoom in a little bit, and over here, a little bit more. Perfect. So we can click over here to click to set up Ali Connect, or we can add the product to GrooveKart. At this moment, we can add a product to GrooveKart. It will not do anything because we didn't set up yet this connection between the platforms. So let's just click the the click to set up Ali Connect. And if we come over here, we can see that there is a couple of things that we need to input: the store URL, the username, and the token. For some of you that have other stores already, this may be already filled out. As you can see, authorities.groovekart.com, it is a different store that I was working on, so it will be filled out. For those of you that are new to GrooveKart, that are doing this for the first time, this will not be filled out, so we'll need to fill this out together. Let me just jump over back without this magnifier, and if we go back to GrooveKart, we can find this exact details: URL, username, and token. Okay, these details should be kept safe, not like me just streaming it to everybody in the world, because this will be direct connection to your own platform. So please try not to show these details to anyone else like I'm doing. It's hard to teach when you're doing the wrong thing, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So let's copy the things over here. So the first thing, this URL, gyrotop.groovekart.com, is coming onto this store URL place. Here we need to just make sure that we actually have the HTTPS in front in order to work. The second thing we need is the username, and it is laid out exactly as we have it on here. So you will have a unique username to your own account. I'll just place that in here. And then the last one we need is this token. It's a random string of words, or actual letters and numbers, that will be unique to your own account. You import that one inside, and then you can click the submit button. It said successfully connected over here in the upper right hand side corner, if you have seen that. And now that means that we can work with GrooveKart and AliExpress together. That's basically it. It was super simple to connect it. There is no hard, like, you don't have to go into code, you don't have to do anything super special. That was it. So now,
Correct. And
yeah,
David, if I may add, one important thing that we have to remember once we connect the product is this: most of us will probably just kind of just work with the page, close it up, and reopen it again. So have in mind something: the only way to add the product in AliExpress is when we are at the product level. If you don't mind, David, let's just click where it says AliExpress. Let's just click on the logo on the homepage. So as you can see, you will still have an option to click to set up the access. So you haven't seen that green button. That doesn't mean that the app or the extension is not working. It is because it's not detecting a single product. Now, if you click back, if you just go to the product that we select, right there, you see the difference. Now you see that since it's a single product that is being selected and is being visited, it will give you the option to add it to your GrooveKart. So now do the honors and let's press that green button and bring it to GrooveKart.
cool. So the screen that we got is the little Chrome extension. It reads the actual details from the page. So it reads the title over here. This is the title. It reads the price. It reads the variations. So we have a couple of variations, like a ship from, and we have a color variants. These are different options that you can choose, like where do you want it to be shipped from United States. Then if you choose this one, then you can choose one color. If you ship it from China, you can choose also a pink, reddish, pinkish version, and you can choose a different kind of versions of the actual product. These are not available for everybody that is choosing United States. So this will be recognized by the actual little app. But once we click it, as I said, it recognizes the pricing, it recognizes the different variants. And as we know, we don't have, on the actual product, we don't have Australia, we don't have Russian Federation available at this moment. We only have China and United States. You can choose and you can rename this. For example, I don't really like to say that it's coming from China, so I would say Asia. This is just something that I do because Asia is big and it can come from any country out there. If you say it from China, then it's just like, yeah, it's a Chinese product. It's basically not that good. And when we set up United States, you can just say America or something like that. So this is not like specific to a country, but people will know where it is coming from. This is my suggestion. You can do different things, but this is how I work with dropshipping. Like just changing the names a little bit, it makes the product not sound so cheap. Um, yeah. So now we
And
have these two variants. Yeah, go ahead.
and David, actually, if you want to make it a little bit simpler, if you decided that you're only going to be shipping the product from the United States, you just select the United States and remove China as well.
Yeah.
Remember, in this case, in the product, if you remove China, it will not give you the color options,
Yeah.
which might be a good selling point. So you have to take a look at the good and the bad. If you're willing to wait, if your customers are willing to wait to be shipped from Asia or China, or if you want to just offer a single product with a single color. So those are the things that you might want to think about. And then if you select the United States, you're trading a speed of delivery
For
besides
color.
options and colors. So that's the things that we need to make sure that we kind of just wait on and make sure that you make the right decision for your own products. Remember, the whole idea of this exercise is not for you guys to copy every product or every aspect of it. You have your own business, you have your own domain name, you have your own idea. Make it your own. But what we're trying to do is just make sure that in the steps that we're offering you, you understand the process. So let's just finish up with the setup, David.
Absolutely. So now that we have set up the variants, I will actually leave on Asia and I will leave on America so that we can set up the different pricing for the variants. As you can see, there's different variants for the just a simple these desk holders, what those are, and then there is a desk with this, or like a tabletop with the fan. So these may be a bit pricier than the previous one, and I will just leave this in here just to show you how to manage the pricing of those. However, I don't want to have the product name upgrade adjustable aluminum laptop desktop ergonomic portable table notebook table desk. Is just a mess. What we want, simplify it. If you confuse, you lose, as they say. So don't confuse the customers. We
Right.
are a professional branded company. We are gyrotop foldable
Desk or
laptop
foldable
desk.
desk, laptop
Foldable
desk.
laptop.
And I think even we can even suppress the laptop, because the laptop kind of just, people will get the assumption that it's only for laptops, and it's not
Yeah.
only for laptops. It can be probably for your tablets, for your book, for anything that you're doing. Maybe you're drawing something, so you can do this. So I think Character Foldable Desk, it will be a more broader description, and not only limit
It,
that to a single product.
it could be called a lazy desk. That would be a great name. Why we
Lazy,
didn't
the
come up with
lazy
this one?
desk.
A lazy desk.
Hey,
Next
too late
time.
for that. We already got a domain.
Yeah. So now this is it. Product details. Let's just click submit, and then we get this little clock animation, which will going to bring in the actual product that we just selected. It's actually shipping it over. It's not shipping it, but bringing it over to our GrooveKart store. So now, as you can see here, product saved. We can just exit from these ones, and now we have imported the product in GrooveKart. Where
Right.
to actually see that one? We need to come back to GrooveKart, and you will see, so we are in the management platform of the Ali Connect
Correct.
little app that we set up. We'll just reload this page, and we'll come over here to the products option. Let me just zoom in. Products option. If you come into products and you don't see the actual product that you selected, that you imported, you'll just need to reload the actual page, because it may take a little bit of time to actually show up. But now, as you can see, we have one product, which is a gyrotop foldable desk that we set up. It was imported at this time, and we can view the product. It will bring us over to AliExpress, basically to this website, to this site.
Great.
And we can also click the add to my store. Now, what this means, that it didn't bring it to your store. It didn't make it available for purchase yet. It just connected it so that it is available for you to see inside this Ali Connect. So I have seen some people in the group saying, like, I imported it from AliExpress, but it's not in my products. It's not in your products because you need to add it to the store. It was imported into the app, which is the importer app. But you need to actually click the add to my store. This will actually push it so that people can see it also, or you can see it in the management of your products.
Correct. And David, actually, we did that, and this was actually a big point of debate when we actually were designing the GrooveKart and the Ali Connect app. We needed to have a bridge, and think of the Ali G Connect as the actual bridge that connects, that gives the way from China to wherever you are, and it just goes to the other side where you are standing up, and then it will give you the options to add it to your store. And this is the reason why a lot of people, they tend to bring a lot of products to their store and activate all of the products, but then they start deleting stuff within the actual product level in GrooveKart. Sometimes when we change variables within GrooveKart, that will generate a problem. So what we need to do is, before we make the final decision to bring the product from the Ali Connect app to the GrooveKart, we have to make sure that we have all the variables, and we have already made the decision of pushing that product into the store. Now, you have the ability then, just if you go to products, to take a look at your product, and you can just now go from there, David.
Absolutely. So now you see, guys, when we clicked import to the store or add to the store, it was doing like the importing. And it didn't only import the product, it imported the pricing, it imported the images, it imported, as you can see here, we have the image that was basically the image of the product in AliExpress. It imported the variants, it imported the description, which is this long piece of text, and basically everything that you see here with the images together, it was imported into your store. So how to actually go and manage it? When you go into your products, here, products button, my products, you will see a couple of default products that are set up automatically, but the one that we want to manage is the Gyrotop foldable desk. We can come over
Correct.
here to the actions on the right hand side and click the edit button. This now allows us to go in and modify the whole setup even further. We can go in and then do descriptions, we can add tags, we can add categories, we can decide what type of product is this one. But before we actually manage the product, we need to work on categorization. This will be working, this will be very important for you when you have multiple products. For our case, it doesn't really matter what category we put it in because we just have one product on our store. But I want to show you how to actually work with categories before we ever even go into editing the product. So what I will do is I will just click this exit button on the top right hand side corner, and then we'll go into adding some categories, because we want to cover a lot of things, and even though we will not do everything, we just want to show, like, point with the finger, this is what you could do as well in case you have a different kind of a setup for your store.
And David, before we move into the categories, I think it will be good something to address here. If you don't mind going back to products, because
Okay.
sometimes just something little small that I wanted to add. If you
Sure.
guys encounter a list of products and you're working on one single product, let's delete the products. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you have products and you have also categories that might be there, then those products that you have about that you are about to delete, then you're going to have a big questionnaire about, oh, should we remove the product? Where do we want to assign this product? So it's always best to start from the product level down. Meaning, if you have a list of products that we have right now, let's delete all the products that you're not going to use if you're using a one single product store. Why? Because then, as David will show you in a second, you're going to have different categories. But you don't have to worry about in this case, because we're not going to have categories because we have a single product. That's why I recommend, if you're working with a single product, delete anything that is important with the theme, because these products were added as an example of the products that you can add. So best is to remove the products, and the easiest way to do it is you select them all, and then you click to action button in the top, and then just click delete. That will allow you to do one thing: clear out your store from unwanted items, and start working now on the rest of the process, which is the categories and then editing as such. So once the deletion process finish, David will continue with the categories. And I just wanted to bring that up so people don't get confused, because they're gonna say, what do I do with all these products? Should I delete them? Should I just keep them?
Should I just
So
sell them all?
exactly, should I send them all? So let's just have them deleted. Now we know that we're working only with one product.
Absolutely. Cool. So over here, I'm still in the products and then categories. This is, or categories, I don't know how they pronounce it, but this is where we are right now. And if we want to add a new category, we only have best deals right now. There is another category that is not visible. It's called home, but we want to create our own. So I will click over here in the upper right hand side corner, add new category, and then we'll just create one for ourselves. In here, I just want to say gyrotop accessories or something like that, that in case we decide to sell something else on our store at a later point, we can go and just create different categories for the store. So
Right.
in here, I will just say gyrotop accessories.
Oh, perfect.
Cool. Here, you decide if you want it displayed or it will be just an internal category system for your own categorization. And if you want to put it as a subcategory, here you have an option to search a parent category. This means, for example, you can create a category which will be called apparel. And if you want a subcategory, for example, t-shirts, then you can create another category but put it under the apparel. So you can create these kinds of subcategories for your own sake and for the actual end users that visit your store. If you want, you can also add on some description over here, what kind of products are going to be appearing in this category. If you want, also add on a category image. For example, if you have a store selling apparel, you can add on a little bit of description. Are you looking for the best apparel in 2021? This is the right place to come to. You can also set up a nice little showcase of the products that you are selling in this category, and that's basically it. You can put in meta title, meta description. This is for SEO. A friendly URL will be used in order to link to the category. I'll just use the one that was default, that's generated by default. And I'm pretty happy with everything, and click
And,
save once John is done with his speech.
okay. Yeah, one thing that I would like to recommend, guys, is always be really careful at the bottom of this page. If you want to scroll down a little bit down, David, appreciate it. That friendly URL is going to determine the category. So just please, 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 please make sure that you don't have any double dashes or a dash at the end of this friendly URL. The reason why is because Google doesn't like when have double space. And in this case, that dash in the middle of gyrotop/accessories, that means there's a space between. So let's just make sure that there's no double spacing or maybe a space added to that friendly URL. And in the meta title, usually the way that I do it for the SEO purposes, use the same friendly URL name or the product name or the category name. So it will be gyrotop accessories. Why? Because that will be picked up by the search engines and it will allow you to actually just have a little bit more power on your SEO end. Now let's click save, Dave. There you go.
Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. So as you can see now, we have two categories. One is best deals, one is gyrotop accessories. That's just what we want. Now we can go back to the products and then we can start managing the product because we want to put it in a category. We'll go in here to actions, edit, and this will bring us into the editing of the product. If we set up everything correctly, we can click over here to search and search to add categories. And if we type in gyrotop, it will show up home and then gyrotop accessories. And this is what we want. Okay. So when we selected this one, it is necessary to actually click onto the category that we searched for. Otherwise, we just found it and it really didn't select it yet. So it could happen when you X out this home that both of these disappear. So let's just see what happens, as you can see here. But if you just type it in again, gyrotop accessories, you click on it, it's basically here. don't be afraid once you actually close that home. Oh my God, it disappeared. Don't worry, just search for it again, click on it, and it will be back. So that's basically for the categories part. What are tags, John? Could you explain us a little bit about tags? Why do we
Yeah,
need to use those?
and the tags are actually used mostly in larger stores, and tags would be pretty much words or phrases that describe that product. So in this case, if let's say we have more products, the tags would be desk, adjustable desk, laptop desk, um, multifunctional desk, anything related to a desk. I mean, sofa desk, bedroom desk, even bed desk. I don't know, just some keywords that you want to have that product associated with. And once you have designed those, what you can do with this is internally, the search engine of the GrooveKart, the internal search, will locate those tags. And we're working actually in a feature that you can create menus from those tags, which it will be available really soon for what I understand. And by the face that you're making, you probably are aware of that, and I kind of spoil the function, but it's
I wanted
okay.
to add over here onto the tags that if you're doing dropshipping, you don't need to come up with these yourself. Like we now added on a couple, but if you have a look over here, the actual product, what the name is, adjustable aluminum laptop desk, ergonomic portable table, TV, bed trays, PC table stand. Like these are all tags, so let's just use them all. Like you
Yeah,
can go in separately, step each one, copy it in, and then use those. Make sure you actually use like desk stand with mouse tab. That's actually great tag that I wouldn't have thought about. So use the assets that you already got, and this is actually cramming off these keywords, cramming off the tags. So let's just use these. Okay, ergonomic portable TV bed tray. Let's just use that one. That's a
bed
cool one.
tray is a good one, actually. I was about to mention bed trays. Since a lot of people are working out from home, that's actually one of the good perks of working at home. You can work in your bed if you want. So
Absolutely.
bed tray will be the good
So
one.
I want to explain quickly what the product type is and why we cannot choose anything right now. So let's just click the save button so that we don't miss or that we don't have to come back to it. Um, when you actually do dropshipping with the platform called Ali Connect, when you bring in things from AliExpress, GrooveKart doesn't allow you to choose the different type of a product because it was imported. It's a physical product, and it cannot be a different type of product. The other type of product, and I will show you how to set it up in the next product that we'll be setting up, will be a digital product. That's the second type. So it can be a standard product, which most of the time will be physical product, and there could be also digital product. So these are the two types. But if you do drop shipping using a Dropify or AliConnect, it will not allow you to choose the product type. Um, so that cannot be chosen and that cannot be changed. But let's just go over to description and see what we have. It's like, oh my God, who came in and who wrote all these things here? So when I said that we are bringing in the imagery, the text, and everything, it really is bringing in the images and everything from AliExpress. So if you want, you can leave this in, you can modify it, you can actually use this content. Um, should we use this content for our project, John?
Not at all, and I'm going to tell you why. And I will highly recommend that everybody actually, when they're importing the products from AliExpress, edit the actual description. And I'm going to tell you why. It is too much content. They're giving us a lot of content, which is great. But as you will see in a second, once we actually go into the homepage design, this is the reason why we need to edit this description. Because in most of the descriptions, they just copy paste information and they just copy, and it's a single image. The image that David just removed, it was just one single big image that it will take too long to load, and that will actually kill the speed of your page. So you don't want to use all that content. Your description should always have certain elements like the product functionalities, the product advantages, why this product is better. But try to minimize the use of the original description, because also two things: the language that is being used and the translation that is being used. Back in the day when we started working with GrooveKart and AliExpress, we found a couple of products that had different translations. And when they translated to the English language, it had different meaning. So you have to really be careful on how you actually just manipulate that information. However, from those images and that content, you can just copy and paste a little bit of information from your product description. So that's what we're going to do in just a moment. So go
I
for it, my
wanted to
friend.
add also here that a lot of these sellers that are actually selling these products, and you can see some of their names on the like description of the product. Most of them are not very good at English, so
Yep.
the description that they write here sometimes are auto translated, and they are not looked over. So you are actually hoping to make money with like a professional website that you created. You import the product not knowing, not actually going through the actual steps and like checking everything. And then sometimes there are people that are, or not people, that there are text and assets in there in the description that is just like, what?
Yeah, they're
So
not functional. By the way, David, you're not showing your screen.
yeah.
Is that in purpose or actually okay?
No, I was just scrolling down just to speak about it. But
Awesome. So, and I think a few of the elements that you can take is the product highlights. Just coming back to what David was saying, just don't use everything else, but you can use a couple of the things in the product highlights. For example, like the materials, colors, weight, every single thing that you can grab from the information that was imported from the product.
okay, so we'll just copy this over and bring
Yep.
it in there. Yeah. So there is three different options: summary, product description, full product description, and upsell description. Where do we put this?
That will be in the full product description. And why in the full product description? Because then that is the detail, that is the extra information that you provide to your customers. Why? Because that is below default. That actually information is below, right after the images and the main description of the product. I'm sorry, the short description of the product. Now, in the top, on the summary product description, we want to make sure that we make something that is eye-catchy and informative as well. So you want to make sure that you provide something that will grab the attention to your visitors, but also that provides the right information about your product. So this might be a little tricky process because a lot of people take a long time also. What can I say about this product? How can I position it in a way that the description will grab people's attention? So let's just do that. Let's just try to come up with a description by looking at the information that AliExpress provided. So it says that, do you use your laptop laying around, relaxing the couch? I think that even though it was completely unintended, that is a great opener because we have now intent. We're putting situations within our customers, the visitors on the site, like, hey, you know what? I do work on the couch. I do like working lying in my bed. I do like reading my books on my bed. So I think that's a good opening line. So, and as you read, maybe you can take a look to everything that they say and just come up with your own stuff. So I think we should start with, do you use your laptop when laying in bed or relaxing on the couch? And then let's just copy and paste it.
I also want to
And
add on here, it's very important that you mention the features and the benefits, not only the
correct.
features. Like these over here, the color, weight, things like that are the features. What can I do? What benefit do I get of owning this product? Like, do you use your laptop when in bed, relaxing on the couch? Like, this is a question, but on this, we will add on the benefits. Like, what
Correct.
can our product actually do for you?
Now, I think in this case, in the product is like, stop the trips to your desk and work comfortably from your bed or your sofa. Because when people working at home, which is the target that we're trying to actually convey and try to find, if we give them that benefit right off the bat, then people will realize, okay, you know what, I do that. Instead of going back and forth from my bed to my desk, if I can work comfortably in my bed, that's one benefit that people will look at, that will look at. Also, let's take a look, in this case, to the health situation. Posture. I mean, you can be more relaxed. Your back will be in a better position instead of crouching out or just bending over in a desk when you're working on your laptop. So those are the things that we should be able to, at least with this product, to determine. Also, if you seem to have a problem with your product description, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can go to other sources, look for the same product, and take a look at how creative or how specific they are going to be with the product description. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just replicate some of the items and some of the little benefits and key points of your product.
Perfect. But just to move on with the actual training, I will copy this over and I will use this as the actual description on here. So we'll just paste that in here so that we have some text to work with, so that we actually show where this shows up on the site. Cool.
Perfect.
Something like this. Cool. So in the SEO settings, you can set up your SEO so when somebody searches it inside Google, it will show up like this one. The meta description is this gray text that is visible. Let me just zoom in. The meta title is the actual blue text that is visible, and the friendly URL that we have is the actual green text that is visible on here. People will be asking me, why do we have this 8, the number 8? This is important because this is the product ID for GrooveKart, and without the actual product ID, the link will not work because it is not connected with the database. Myself and a lot of other people asked, can we not remove it? Unfortunately, this is not something that can be removed at this point. I'm not sure if we will be able to remove this one, but don't worry, this should be the least of the worries when you're creating a store. Make sure that your friendly URL is correct in order to be searchable, because people, when they're searching on Google will not only search for this, but it will search for everything together. So make sure that Google and the other search engines can find you. This is important to fill out this meta description, meta title, and so on. These open graph settings are how it will show up when you share it on social media, how it will show up on Facebook, how it will show up on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and what other social media apps are there. So the title, you wanted to say something?
No, actually, you can copy and paste the same information. And something important, guys, and this is just kind of a ninja tip. In your meta description, always try to not only add something from exactly that description, just copy a couple of those lines. Maybe the only one solution for computing when in couch, and that's the perfect 2 lines. I think is the first line, David. The only one, just in that paragraph, perfect. That it gives that ability to copy paste the description, and is, as you can see, if you scroll up a little bit, you will see that how it will look in your when in the searches. So you want to make sure that in that description you have the keywords, maybe desk, maybe Jira, maybe Jira top. So the branding will also be picked up by the meta description. And I'm speaking here in terms of this product, but you're going to make sure that your product has a couple of words in that meta description. So, and I think that with that said, we can move to the next step, the images and videos.
Absolutely. So here there are some advanced settings in case you're setting up your own product. You want to do some width, height, depth, and weight, then you can manage it here. This is optional, and we'll be skipping over this one because we are not fulfilling that ourselves. This is important when you're actually fulfilling the shipping and things like that. So in case you want to provide this information to your fulfillment company or whoever you're working with, then you can add these details in there. Let's just jump over to the images and videos on here, and these are the images and the videos that were imported. Actually, not the video. The videos were not imported, but the images were imported from AliExpress. Now, these images are not resized, they are not compressed, they're just the original images that are on the website in this section, in the description section, okay? So if somebody is asking if these are automatically compressed and automatically optimized for speed and SEO, they're not. They were just imported from AliExpress. Cool. So on here, we can decide which product image we want to actually show when somebody comes onto our product page. So we have prepared already a couple of images that we want to use, and in order to upload those images, we can click on this plus icon. We'll go into the folder where we want to actually show, and this is the image we want to have. One trick, and I will add this also onto the presentation, before uploading images, I highly suggest you to come over to a website like Image Compressor, and then upload your files first here. Okay, the same image that I uploaded there can be compressed even further and can be smaller, can be loaded in faster when your actual website will be loaded. So if you do it a couple of times, in case you're using a tool like Image Compressor or other tools for image optimization, image compression, it will allow you to actually get used to it. It will be an automatic automatic process for yourself, but for the visitors and for your website, it will be awesome, because it will be faster, it will be loading faster, it will be visible fast, it will be just all in all a better experience for your customers.
Right.
So now that we have uploaded the product, we need to choose it. We need to click on it and we need to choose that product. Okay. We also want to set it up as the cover image, which will be the first image that the people will see. So let's just choose the cover image and let's click save. Now, as you can see, this cover has jumped over here. It was previously on this image, but now we have it on here. Cool. Do you want to add on anything else here, John?
Not really. I think the only part that I would like to add is, like, if you happen to have a video of your product, or if you happen to have something that you want to show that is motion that you can connect from YouTube or Vimeo, you can actually do that in your product videos. That option will allow you to give you the place where you have the video. If it's in Vimeo or YouTube, then you put the video ID, and you can actually showcase that video as well. If you don't have it, not a problem, but you have the option to add it later on. And as David said, just make sure, and a couple of other tips in as regard to the pictures, not only that they have to be very, I should say, properly sized, just make sure that they're clear. Because once we start working with pictures, we tend to believe that, oh yeah, well, I'm going to compress too much my pictures. And when we compress it too much, the picture tends to lose quality. So just make sure that the quality is good or excellent, but also the product itself looks good. You don't want to have a small picture but a crappy image. So you want to make sure that the image of your product is nice, and you can actually just make sure that you deliver that by compressing your images.
Cool. So let's just click the save one more time, and let's head over to the pricing and variance. We'll come over here to the variance, because here in the wholesale cost and flat shipping fee, we don't really need to do anything right now because we are not adding on wholesale costs. So let's just click over to variance in order to manage the variance. If you remember, we were talking about the variance and the differences between the products. These were the variants. There is one variant from shipping from, and the other variant was color. These were imported from the actual product page immediately here into our products. As you can see, variant type ships from, and then there are two options, Asia or America, because we set it up to be that way. We also have variant types, colors, and color textures, color, and then we have different options over here, which are silver, pink, black, black with fan, pink with fan, silver with fan. Okay, so these are the variants that we imported from the actual AliExpress. If we come down, you can see that each of these is displayed, and it also has an image corresponding to the actual product. In case you want to change that image, you click on the image, you select the actual image, and then basically that's it. So it's very simple to handle. Make sure you're just frequently pressing the save button, because when you're doing a change, you don't press save, it will obviously not get saved.
Disappear.
So on here now, our task is to actually set up the product price. So we were, I believe, brainstorming about that. John, did we not? Did we decide what the product price will be?
I believe we did, but we didn't come up to an agreement to what final price will be.
Perfect.
So
We can do it here, right here,
yeah,
right
exactly.
now.
Let's
What are
just,
some best practices for setting up a price for a dropshipping product, John?
well, one of the best practices, and this is what people usually commonly do, is Make sure that you're making money. That's number one. Make sure that your price point, which right now here is $11.99, that you mark it up anywhere between 25 to, I will say, 100% profit if you have room for it. However, there are some caveat to this statement. The best way to do it is research your product and see if you have a competitive advantage. A lot of companies might be offering this product, a lot of websites, and they might range from $29.99 to $59.99. Remember, right now this is a branded item. This is a website that you created for this product. You got to make sure that you're comfortable charging your customers with the amount of money that they're willing to pay. And with that, I'm saying just mark it up at a fairly reasonable competitive price based on the data that you get from other competitors. So the easiest way to do is look at that product. If in one side is $99 and in the other side is $79, you can mark it up at $89, be in the middle. Or if this product could be, and I'm giving you examples on prices. If you have, if your cost is, let's say in this case, $11.99, and we see that some people might sell it in Amazon or other places like at $39.99 or $49.99, try to put it a little bit down range from that price, so you still make money, you still have your 25 to 35%, but also you're competitive. So those are the big two things that you want to consider. Make sure that the prices are competitive and that you do your research.
Absolutely. I also want to tell you, when we imported the product, I want to show you here. So when we imported the product, it imported Asia color silver, silver from America, a pink from Asia, pink from America, black from Asia, black from America. But that's not quite true. When we actually click on China, we can see, or Asia, we can see that there are other colors available, other variants are available. But when we click on United States, there is only one variant available, and the price is different. So in China, the product is $24 or $25 for the one with the fan. If we click out from China and we click into United States, we can select only one of the products that is $23.39. So this is the product price. However, on top of that, there is also shipping fee. So the shipping fee is showing up over here. If you click on this one, to United States, we are seller's shipping method, you can see all the different options that are available. At this moment, this is the only shipping method, and we get a tracking code in case we go with this option. But if we ship from China, let's just see, there is a different price for shipping, and then they don't have a tracking code, as you can see here. So you need to see what kind of variants you want to actually include, because some will give tracking code, some will not give tracking code. People normally want to have some sort of a way to track their deliveries. So my suggestion is to give the best option for the best price. So in my case, now I know that the United States only has the silver version without the fan, so I would need to go in and then actually delete the ones that are, for example, pink, that are, for example, I don't know, black and black with fan and all kinds of different things, because these are not available. In case you leave them on the site, they will be available for purchase, but you'll not be able to fulfill them. So make sure you take a good look into what kind of variants are you bringing in.
Correct.
Okay.
And adding to that, you have to make sure that always make sure that the last portion of your product, which is the variants and the pricing, are correct. Because as David just said, if you leave a variant that is not available, then what will happen, your customer will make the order because they will see that, oh, it is available. I can actually order this item. But what happens is, in reality, once you go to connect and you submit the order, the vendor will say, hey, wait a minute, that is not a product that we offer. Then you're going to see yourself in a situation with your customer that you might probably have to refund or something like that. So that's the last thing that we want to do. That's why I mentioned earlier, you have to make the conscious decision either to offer more colors and longer shipping times, or just simple one color and a faster shipping time. So those are the decisions that in this case, remember guys, this is in this case with this product. you have to analyze it differently because all the variants might be different with different products. So if it's stickers or other covers or whatever it is, it might have different situations. They might have all the colors available in all the regions. They might not. So just make sure that at the end of the day, your variants are actually correct. So as David is just mentioning, let's just remove what we don't have so we don't create a false expectation.
Yeah,
And I'm going to elaborate here for another 30 seconds if you allow me, David, because false expectations will ruin your store. Why? Because one bad review, remember, it spreads like fire. So you don't want to have that. You don't want to make sure that you don't take that risk of offering something that you are not able to deliver.
absolutely. On this point, I will go off and delete all the Asian delivery because it's a one product store. We'll be most probably focusing with a promotion also here in the United States, primarily. So I'm actually happy with offering one product. We don't actually need to think about like, oh my God, which variant was offered, which the like starting small, starting with one product or one variant or one option, and then seeing how it works, and then expanding on that one is another good strategy that you could have at the beginning. So I chose all the variants, all the options that I don't want, and I will just delete them. I'll have one left, but with this one product I don't necessarily need variants because just it's just one option, so we can just remove these variants, we delete them completely. We'll have one product on here which will be a silver color shipping from America. So at this moment, we have one price for the actual product. When you saw we had multiple different variants, we could have set up different prices on the variants there. But as right now, we only have one product option. We need to set up the price over here. So the compare price is how much it normally is. When I
Yes.
say normally, this will be the price that has a strike through. We want to showcase that this is normally a higher price, but as they came onto our website, they are now getting it for a discount. So this is where we decide the price. And for this particular product, I will just go into AliExpress and say, delivering from United States, the color is silver. This product costs $23.39. And let me just showcase it here. This is a calculator over here. I'm pretty sure you are familiar. Calculator, people calculator. We can just say 23.39 plus 5.26. This is the actual shipping fee. 5.26. This is the actual product cost. This is what costs us to actually sell the product. Oh, not costs. This is what the product costs if somebody purchases the product. Now we want to actually mark it up. We want to make a little bit of money selling this product. We are setting up a store. We want to actually profit a little bit on the side. But we need to be realistic. At this moment, it's almost $30. This product, I wouldn't be able to sell it for $150 because that's just not realistic. So what I do and what I've seen others do in the dropshipping world, they try to mark up with 2 times, 3 times, 4 times and see what the realistic price is. So let's just mark it up with 2. Okay. So 57, that's kind of a good price, but it doesn't give us a little bit, doesn't give us a lot to work with. So what do you say we test it out with a 3 times? Let's just see. We have where do I have the history? So it was 28
65
65 times 3.
times 3.
85. Again, it's a bit too high. I would never pay $85 for this one. So you can manage these prices. So what do you say if we manage 28.65 by 2.5?
I think 2.5 will be the winner because that will give us somewhere around $56, $57.
There we go. It's $70. I 28.65.
It's yeah. I was thinking of the 23. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
I believe this is kind of a good price point to sell this one, because it's not too high, not too low. We're making a little bit of money because we're selling it for 28.65, but it's not like a crazy price that people will think like, oh my God, these guys are just crazy. So I believe 2.5 is kind of an okay price. So we can say 71, or let's just
71.99. Or
71.99.
and if you ask me, I think the product will have a sexier number if we do it at 69.99. And I have a thing with not with nines because that creates psychology, and it's being used from all the biggest retailers. Anything that ends up with a 5 or a 9 will actually just grab more attention. And I think that compare the price 71.99 to 69, it's only $2, but I think that 69.99 will be a better price. And I think let's just allow our viewers to participate. I have a Facebook user said 60.99 for the win. So, and if he agrees, it's because I guess he remembers that when he went to Walmart or Target or any other store, he sees the 99 a lot, and it works also in e-commerce. So let's have that in mind, okay, guys?
So now that we set up the price, we can also allow quantity discounts. Other platforms, they don't really have this one. You would need to install apps and all kinds of different circuits around it. But we can actually say if somebody purchases one of these, they will get nothing. Like this is the price that we just set up. $69.99 is the price they will need to pay. However, if they order two, we can give them a discount. Let's just give them like 5% discount. What do you say?
That's perfect. I was about to recommend 5%, and it will be a good enticer. And because we already have we already have in consideration the shipping price. Remember, you can add a little bit more if you want to, but we're not going to do that because since it's a single product store, as soon as you type free shipping, it's already an advantage for us because anything that has the word free is always an attention grabber. So you don't want to just showcase any price for shipping. You're going to say automatically free shipping. So when people go to the product and they go to the checkout page and they notice, hey, wait a minute, is free shipping? Oh, that's kind of cool. So let's just move away. Let's just go ahead and do the order. In the other hand, if you add another $5 or $6 or $7, you can attend to, let me just research. And I do that. I mean, I was just looking for one of the items that I haven't been able to find in the past couple of days. I actually found it last night in Target. And I said, you know what, let me order to have it delivered in my house. So I click on the product. It was $299. But when I added shipping, it was an extra $35 for shipping for overnight. So I'm like, ooh, 35 is actually $325. Let me think about it. If they were smart and they will offer me that product to be picked up at a store or maybe free shipping, I would have ordered already. So those are the things that we have to consider with placing situations with pricing and profits. Make sure that within that parameters, you have the word free somewhere. If you can add the free shipping, will be the best. And as David just completed, if you add another discounts when people have one or two or three, that will entice even more the sale.
So free product, you just need to pay $69.99. Cool. So I press the button save. Let's just go on to the next one, settings. We'll need to go a little bit faster because it's already 1 hour past from this training. So here in the settings, we actually choose the product layout, how the layout will be, or how it will be displayed on the actual front end, how the people will be seeing the product on the store. So I will choose the product layout with a bump. This is the default, and then we'll be able to go in and then modify it further. In case you have a different product that you're setting up for something else, or in case you want to activate one-click upsells, bumps, bundles, instant checkout, related products, and things like that, you can modify it here. This is a one-product store. We are going to be just continuing on. We chose a product layout, and then we go on to the next page. So let's click save and then head over to reviews. An interesting thing with the reviews, and when you're using a platform like AliConnect, it allows you to import the reviews from AliExpress. So you can set up what kind of reviews do you want? Do you want the 5-star reviews, and then do you want the one with pictures, without the pictures, without additional feedback, or with additional feedback, from all countries or only from my country? Do you want, in case, for example, there's a comment on Russian language, do you want it to be translated or not to be translated to English? So this is something that you can manage. And also number of reviews to import. I usually go with 100 and see what happens from there. So let's just click the import button and let's see what we get. Because it says there's no reviews available. So let's just put it on 4-star. Import. It says there's no reviews coming from AliExpress, even though we know that there are reviews because there are 618 reviews. There must be some kind of a communication between the two apps. So it is not loading it in properly, but you don't have to worry about that. You can manage that either yourself. You can put in the reviews manually, or you can try to reload. So you save it, reload, you come back into the product and try again. It is just an automatic process that you cannot really manage. It is managed by the by the by the
The internal
platform.
system. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Ali Connect system. So you try to save, you reload, try to log out, log back in, and try to come back again to import it. If it doesn't work, just try to import a couple of reviews yourself in here, just so that it looks a bit better, because you can use already the reviews that are here. You can see there is a lot of interesting reviews which can actually push the people over the edge in buying your product.
Correct.
So let's just go on to the next one, which is finish, and we are actually finished with setting up the product. We just need to click over here to choose where to show your product everywhere. We need
Everywhere.
to make sure that the display product on the website is turned on. So this needs to be pink, or as John likes to call it, it needs to be magenta or red.
Magenta.
So once we are done, we click save, and then this preview product will come up as live. Previously, it was not live, it was grayed out, it was not clickable, but when we actually come to the finish line over here, we click save, we can now preview the product. So we'll click on it, and then we'll see how it looks like. Okay, so this is how our product looks like. It's not the prettiest, not the nicest one. We have all the information we need, but we'll need to make it a bit prettier. And this leads us on the next step. We'll be going in and editing the actual pages. However, I told you something that I usually, I didn't plan to actually teach it, but I said that I will. We want to add on another product. And this product will be a bonus that we're giving away to everybody that will be purchasing from our site. Like,
Exactly.
what's the difference when somebody purchases from your site and somebody goes directly to AliExpress? Why should they buy from you? This is what you can give. This is something that you could do in order to manage that expectation that you are giving them something better, sexier, more than everybody else. So when we were brainstorming with John, I asked him, like, John, what could we actually give the people, like maybe even for free, that it will be like, bam, I like, come on, I came from one product, but now I'm leaving with my product that I wanted, but with something else. And then we were brainstorming, and then we were looking at this product. Like, we turned on this, and then we were discussing, like, what is this product actually helping us achieve? This is helpful for the people that are like stuck at home in their beds, maybe working due to the coronavirus. They don't have to go into the office. They actually want to do something like standing up. They need to either read a book, but they want to be like, most of the things that you can do with this one will be done at home, will be done in some kind of a sort of environment where you can work. So this product is related to the working niche, and more in depth, it's like a working at home niche. So we were thinking, what kind of working at home, what kind of productivity type of related products we can give. And then because we were doing the imperfect action challenge, I'm familiar with PLR products. PLR products are products that are already available online for you to either download, purchase, that you can actually give away, sell, or anything else, depending on the actual license they give. So the product that I found is going to be this one. I will just open it. This is going to be a work from home productivity bundle, which gives people a little bit extra. Like, these are checklists and then videos and worksheets in order to actually boost the productivity while working at home. I feel that this could work really well with the product that we're selling. I want to give this away for free, and this is a PDF that I created. I put in a nice little mock-up of the product. I just wrote down the title of it, and then connected this little button to the actual folder where I'm delivering the product, which is going onto a Google Drive, and people can access the the products from there. So that's basically it. I opened the Google Docs, created this little document, put in an image, a piece of text, and a little link that connects over to the actual files. Now, this is my product, and I can edit it, and I can actually upload it as a digital product. So if you choose here digital product, you can upload this file, which will be the work from home productivity bundle. Does this product have an associated file? Yes.
Yes.
You can choose here the file name. We already have the file name. Number of allowed downloads. We'll just do unlimited. There is no limits. We want people to actually have it. Expiration date, number of days. We don't want any of these. We'll just click save.
One of the things that to consider, David, before you continue, sorry, I caught you out of breath there.
No worries.
Just make sure that once you offer a digital product, you select the right parameters, and you do not want to upload too big of a video. You don't want to upload too big of a file. So therefore, you might get probably a little bit of constraint there, but just make it simple. As David just mentioned, the product that we came up with was something that related to what we're offering. Just make sure that you can do the same thing. You can offer, if you're offering, let's say, a ball. I mean, you're selling the soccer balls, for example. Then you might want to attach a product, how to become a better soccer player. Maybe just a PDF or maybe a video that will show a trick, how to do this trick with a football ball, or maybe, or a soccer ball, I should say. So just attach the stuff that you have tangible, attach it to a digital product. So you have better results when you do your offering.
Francis is asking, what's the actual purpose of an after the purchase giveaway? Is it to essentially enhance engagement of the buyer as a repeat customer? You want to give more than everybody else. You want to be the best. You want for basically this little product that we just downloaded. You can download it even for free on some of the sites, and it is giving you a full-on license to use and everything. It is a product that you don't have to create, that you don't have to actually suffer for and do the assets for it. You can just take it and use it and give your customers a much better experience than any other person can out there. So imagine yourself and your competitor. You're giving away a product that your competitor is, or actually you're selling the product that your competitor is selling at the same price maybe, but you're giving away a bonus, like something that is specific to this niche, specific to the product. Like, who will the customer come to? Like, definitely not to the competitor, because it's just like, with you they can get more, they can feel more valued for the same price. So
Correct.
people like to shop around, believe me. And if you actually come in front of a customer that also looked on another option, they will go with you every time because of something that you're offering.
Correct. And David, if you allow me to add really quickly, remember this, guys, is the perception of value. Once you can have your product perceived as something that has an added value, not only tangible or not only digital, if it offers some sort of value to that customer, as MKS says, it is an advantage. Why? Because people that are looking for that desk, they're looking for, oh, what can I do to be more productive, even though I'm working from my sofa or my bed? What kind of things can I do to improve that? So in those materials, in those documents, or in those e-files that you're going to be providing, people might find that. So that is the added value to it. And remember, you can do that with any other product. You don't have to limit yourself to certain things. You can either offer a different product, a different tangible product, or even when you're selling digital products, you can just offer similar stuff as bonuses. But it's just the perception of value what improves your upsell chances. Now,
Absolutely. Now I'm setting up the pricing and I'm setting up the actual product. I set up the image. I just uploaded the same image. I set up the product to be $0 because I want to give it away as a free product. As I said, we're giving away something for free, but I want to actually add it as a bump. So over here, I will not choose anything. I'll just maybe set it up as a product, this one, but we will add this product that we're just setting up right now. We will add it on as a bump offer to the product that we set up earlier, to this table. Okay, so if somebody gets a table, they will be offered like upgrade for free to get also the this extra product, which is going to work really nicely. So let's just click save and next. We're going to go over to reviews. We don't have any reviews for this product. We don't even really need.
Yep.
Let's go click save. Let's go back to finish. And I just quickly set up everything. I didn't put in any description. I didn't put in any sort of details about it because we can manage that at later. But let's just click the publish button. And then we'll go back into the first product and we'll set up an order bump. We want to set up an order bump because we want it to be addable. So when somebody purchases the first product, they can add this second product as well, which is a digital product. It will be delivered automatically and we don't have to work for it. We don't have to pay shipping for it. We don't have to do much. It will be actually just delivered automatically by the system. So now that we did this, let's just exit out from here and we will see two products. One is the actual gyrotop, how did we call it? Laptop
Desk.
Gyrotop foldable desk, and we have the work from home productivity bundle. So we will go into this product over here, the gyrotop foldable desk. We will edit it. And we'll need to make sure that we can actually choose the work from home as a bundle product. So we'll come over here to the settings, and in the bump offers, we can set a bump on the product page, bump on the checkout page, and bump on flow cart. We'll just choose bump on the product page. Work from home. We need to actually look for it. We need to search for it. Work from. It may be that it doesn't show up, and the reason may be because we didn't activate it. So let's
Yep, I was about to mention that you forgot to activate the product. It says show nowhere.
I like how quiet you are, like sitting and then let me see how he will he will go. So work from home productivity booster premium bundle. It's a very long name, but over here it says active. We didn't actually turn it on. Oops. So let me zoom in. So over here, active, you can see the second product that we set up. The actual product that we're selling is active, but over here it's not active. So let's just click on this X over here, and this will activate the actual product.
Right.
Once we see the check mark, then we'll be able to have it searchable on the website, on the platform in GrooveKart.
And remember, you don't have to go edit the product. All that you do is just click on that X, and you see that as just David did, he will activate that product. So now he can continue to edit that product. I'm sorry, the product that we're going to be offering as a main. And now it will show up in your or bump products. You might probably have to reload that page. There you go. Because it might not read it since we just activate the product.
There we go.
There it is.
Work from home. It's now added as a bump on the product page. Let's just quickly save it. And that's basically it. We can now click the exit button from here. Now we set up one product and we set up a free bump that people can choose when they're checking out. They don't necessarily have to choose this product as well, but they can, which is just an extra added value for our customers. So let's just say that we are done with the step number one. It went a little bit longer than expected. Let's just go on to the step number two, working with categories and site navigation. If you remember, we already added categories. So we covered the first part. We showed you how to go into the products over there, how to go into categories, and then how to create a new category. Now we'll go on to the front end of our website, which is a page builder over here, and we'll manage the actual navigation from here. So I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see this is the actual navigation on here. We have home, best deals, contact us, guest tracking, and then some other options on here with the logo that we set up last time. We want to go in now, and then we want to manage the pages to show up in the navigation. Okay, so I'll just quickly refresh here.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, if you're working like David is just working with 2 or 3 different windows, always once you're done working with products and categories, something that actually affects the database of the system, always refresh your pages, especially when you're working in the site builder. So it will take all the variants, products, etc., so you don't have to come back and say, hey, why is this product not showing up? It's because once you're working with the page editor, you need to make sure that all the assets are loaded.
Cool. So now that we see all these home, best deals, contact us, guest tracking, this is our navigation. If we come over here to pages, we can see that this is a menu and pages where we have the navigation. So we can potentially decide to actually delete the options on here. We can also add on more options. Let's just say that we want to add on an element which we will call a gyrotop category. If you remember, we added a category which is called gyrotop accessories. We can just click over here to edit menu. We can call it gyrotop accessories, or just accessories, but let's just leave it gyrotop so that we know what we are working with. How do we want it to be opened? In the same window, or should we open it in a new window? Let's just keep in the same window, and then
Yes,
here
window.
we can actually set it up. What are we linking it to? So here we can see the new menu. That is the thing that we just created over here. That's the menu element, and we want to connect it with a category, and we open this home, and we choose this category gyrotop accessory. So look at this one over here where it says new menu. When I click this check mark, it is going to be saving it, and it jumped over to gyrotop accessories. Once I close this, as you can see, we now have a new element in the navigation menu, which is called gyrotop accessories. You can create multiple of these options. You can remove things as well, like I don't want contact us, guest tracking, home, and best deals. Like this is completely unnecessary for me at the moment. So let's just see what we can delete. We can delete home, we can delete best deals, we can delete this one as well, we can delete this one. We just want the gyrotop accessories category. As you can see, when we are working with the navigation options here in the pages menu, this is where you are managing. You can add on new navigation items to show up here, and you can delete them as well. So this is just a quick rundown of this option, working with categories and site navigation. In case you have multiple products, multiple categories, you want them to be showcased on your store, this is how easy it is. It's just simple, couple of clicks, you have your categories and menu elements on the front end. Do you have anything to add on here, John?
Actually, no. And the only thing that maybe I would add is just make your navigation simple. And if you don't mind coming back to the page and showcase what I'm saying, you see that when you have a couple of other element for the navigation, it will add up. So you want to make sure that you keep that as clean as possible. Why? Because you got to consider that people are coming in from different environments, meaning your tablets, your mobile phones, and also your PCs and laptops. And not every PC and laptop is made equal. There's sizes, there's frequencies, and pixels. So you want to make sure that you keep your navigation as simple, especially when you're dealing with a single product. So you don't want to have a lot of clutter. And now that we have that navigation, just kind of closed over, let's just remove those two items that you added, and let's just move forward to step 3, so we can actually just get now to a couple of the things that we need to do with the gyrotop products.
Absolutely. I just wanted to add on here that we don't really need a navigation menu at this moment, because we are running a one product store. So if you want, you can also turn it off, and then you turned off the whole navigation on here. And it would be probably the best to put in some sort of a branding in case you actually do this. If you're running a one product store, you would probably need to just put in some sort of an image on here. So just maybe on top here,
Right there.
place it in the center. So you click on the image, you click over here, block alignment center, and then this can be your logo, because you don't really want um, to to leave your site without any branding. This is in case you're going this route. I'm just going to turn it on for the simplicity's sake, but try to leave on some sort of a logo on here. Cool. Now the next step is editing the homepage. We are already on the homepage, so we are going to be working with this one. We prepared already the images, and we didn't prepare the text really. We can just go with the text that is on here just for the tutorial sake. But how do we actually modify a homepage, John? And what should we think of when we are using a template?
Right. And I gotta say something before that.
Sure.
Remember, guys, as much as misery loves company, money loves speed. And the reason why we have templates is because you can come to your product faster. So last week we selected this template because we noticed that, hey, it's a single product. It showcased a couple of areas. And if you can scroll down a little bit, David, so I can give a little rundown on this homepage. You see the first image is the main product, then it has a couple of tags, then another image, another background, then you have a couple of other points, a couple of distinctive descriptions for what the product does, and then at the end you'll have maybe another background with another click to action. So guys, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to change all the elements. All that you have to do is replace. And let's just get that into our heads. We don't have to rebuild. All that we have to do is replace. So what we did with David now was we replaced those items. So now how do we change this? You don't have to have really expensive designs. All that you do is from the elements that we actually received from the description, you will see what we did. I actually worked on the images and cut and paste certain images from the main image of the product. You see all those little images there, all that. I give it our own little twist. So if you see, there's a couple of images that you're looking at right now that they were in the big description. But since we're trying to offer the same value within our branding, which is Gyrotop, and it's just a step away from the branding that you'll see there, you will see what we did. So let's just go back to the homepage and let's replace that very first image right there. So all that you do is just click, and David, you just complete the process.
Yeah, so we click on it, and then here this sidebar opens. We can click on the settings option over here on the right hand side, and you can see that this is the image that was uploaded. I can simply just delete this and then upload a new image that I would like. I want my main image to be this one, so I chose the image that I want, and basically I replaced it. Once I close this one, now we have an image which came instead of the other one. And this is the same thing. It just the first image is to showcase the product in the best light, or like the best view of the product. And then in the later points, you can actually go a little bit deeper, explain about the product, what is the product, what it is for, and so on. So as simple as choosing a template, clicking on the images, selecting a different one. For speed, you can go in and then create custom looking images or custom looking sites with all kinds of animations. But here in the GrooveKart Accelerator, we want to show you how to move fast. We did cover things in detail previously, but just for the case, so that when you go out there, when you're doing this process, so that you know what to do. But for our case here, we're just going to be replacing the images first things first. So I'll just click on this image.
And Dave, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Right before, something as a tip, don't delete that image yet, because I want you to pay attention to something, guys. David is about to remove an image and he's highlighting something. You have the ability to, if you're going to replicate the images, replicate it the exact same way. You don't have to deal with big or large images. If you have the exact pixelation, the exact pixel measurements of the image, you can just copy that. So this image is 843 by 654 pixels. If you're using Canva, you can just put that number, create that image, copy paste from the product description, maybe an image that it caught your attention, and it's simple as that. You just create that image, download it from Canva or from any other photo editor, and upload it here. So as David will showcase right now, we will change that second image.
Yeah, it's really not a very big deal, but basically you go and choose the images that you want, you upload them. As you can see, John prepared nice images that are the same exact size, and then once you did that, it's just going to fit in very, very nicely with the template that you chose. So on here, it's a bit different solution, or a bit different, because on here, when we clicked, we opened an image. Well, over here, when we click, we don't have an image. We don't have anything. When we click on this part where the background is, we get nothing. And we need to just click on here where you can see style. If you click on it, then you will get a little bit more options. Over here, if you scroll down a little bit lower, you can see that there is a background image applied. So this background image is 1900 by 564 pixels in size, so we can just create something similar to this one. As John said, just opening Canva, typing in these dimensions, pulling in the image that you got from AliExpress, and then you already have your own custom sizes and images that you need. So I deleted that one. I want to go and upload our own image over here, which was sized with the same proportions, and then we can just manage it a little bit so that it looks a bit better. This lady is doing some work probably at home, and this is the actual feeling that we want to showcase. And we would type in something relevant to what is on the image. This is what I
Working from home, working from home with a
work
exclamation, I mean,
from
a question
home
mark.
with a smile.
Exactly. I mean, she's kind of enjoying herself, so she's probably just doing a report for her boss, but she's doing
Watching
it with
the
a smile.
GrooveKart Accelerator for sure.
There you go. So now this is also important in the homepage, guys. You want to showcase the big differences, and we've been discussing how can we actually differentiate our product from the rest. So if you scroll down, you'll have three areas in this specific template. And you see it said for in this case is sleek and modern design. So we're gonna replace that image, the second one as well as the third one. So let's just do that. And remember, each image has a different process because depending on how it's configured, it will be within maybe another box or another combination of box and text. So you will see that in this image, we will have to say the 360-degree hinges. That will be the main advantage, that hey, you can actually just move this around as much as you can in a totally and complete 360-degree angles. So that's one of the advantages. And so with these descriptors, what people will get the feeling of is like, oh, you know what, I'm liking this product better. Now you do that with the first image. In the second images, you do the second, of course, that you selected. And again, this is strictly for this theme. You have different options. Here is the cooling factor. This is how the actual product is ventilated. So this could be cool. This stand is really cool. There you go. That's perfect. That is a cool, witty, small description. And the last one, I believe it was how expandable it was. I think it was that one. And as you can see in this last image, I kept it the same size, but it just shows about how extensible this product is. And you can find as many information in the description from your product. And you can create those images, but for the sake of speed and simplicity, use your resources. Use the things that actual product is offering you. Matching your needs, perfect. And at the end, if you don't want to use a second background, you can probably create it. If not, we kill that area if you want, David. I don't know if it's something that we
Let's
want to
kill.
do. Perfect. So now, in exactly 8.5 minutes, guys, we created a new homepage. Mind you, it took us a little longer to actually just create the graphics, but this is something that you can do very simply. Again, as misery loves company, money likes speed. The faster you can get your product to market, the faster you're going to just see the results of your efforts. So I think it was simple as that. And I think as far as of colors, we said that the buttons might be yellow, right? As the giraffe, or are we going to just go with something neutral?
Let's try this and then black text.
Black
So
text, yes.
our this is our brand yellow color, but it doesn't work well with white text. So we'll need to add on a little bit of contrast. So with the black text, it actually works great. We can also see if we have some sort of a we can also test the corners and borders so that it puts a border around it, like a slight uh, of 1 pixel border around it. It doesn't really look good, so I'll just
Yeah.
remove it.
I
Uh,
was
yeah,
about to say that.
you can test it out.
And
Um,
and as David said, you can test it out. Make sure that you use the colors that not only you like, but as I mentioned last week, have somebody else work with you. Because if you work on this yourself, you're never gonna get it done. Always try to get a second opinion, because the human brain works in funny ways. That, oh, I don't think this looks good. Oh, you know what? After you change the color 20 different times, you might not find the right color. So involve somebody in the process, and make sure that, even better, if you can involve your tribe, your followers, into, hey guys, I'm actually building this page. What do you think of these colors? Or what can you recommend me? But don't forget to do that. So let's keep moving, David.
Cool. So on here now, we would need to go in and actually create the copy. We will not go into creating the copy, but as said previously, when we were adding on the product description, what is very important is that you showcase the product's features and benefits. Um, Mostly focus on benefits and what the product can help people do, achieve, accomplish, and things like that. So this is the most important thing, and this is something that you can see here as well. Superior sound quality. This is a feature, but then immediately below that there is a description option, like a paragraph setup, where you can just fill in the benefit. Like, you don't only get superior sound quality, but it can help you hear the details in the music and da 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 da. Like, why do I need superior sound quality?
Yeah,
The actual why is going to go into these extended parts where you do this. As you can see here, 360-degree hinges. This is a feature. Why does that help me? What can I do with that? It's just, this is coming here. The stand is really cool. Cool. What can I do with it? Matching your needs. What does that mean? What do I have from that? So wherever you have some sort of a headline, you can think of maybe a feature, and below that, just think of a benefit. Explain why the people need that kind of product, what the feature actually helps people accomplish or achieve.
correct.
So this is basically the copywriting 101 when you're doing an e-commerce store similar to this one. It doesn't have to be tons of copy. Just cram into the biggest benefits that you can find of owning a product that you're promoting.
And
um, yeah.
if you allow me to add, David, in the homepage creation, there's a couple of things also you have to consider. One, the user H1 and H2 tags. In SEO, in search engine optimization, it's always good to have your product as an H1. The product title always have to be an H1, meaning the biggest font that you have available. So you can take advantage of that from the top. For example, right there on ear headphones, you can put gyrotop, whatever we decided that to name it. So it would be gyrotop whatever, or whatever the product is. Always use the big titles with your product name. So that will grab the attention, and that will tell the search engines, hey, this is what I sell, and this is the keyword that I'm actually just going with. And as David said, just make sure that you fill that void. When people go to your store, they're looking for a solution. So just take advantage of that content to offer that solution. Meaning, if people are looking for, hey, I'm looking for more comfort in the way that I work. So you can add that in one of those 3 areas or 4 areas, whatever the theme allows you to do. Just make sure that you take advantage and you put the right content. But I think it's looking great, man. What do you think,
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, no, I agree. If we would actually fill in this text, we could do it very quickly. But I don't want to focus on actually typing in and then spend time on people watching how I type in slowly on the
Right.
keyboard. But I feel that now, as we have chosen a really nice template, we have explained how to actually modify it. The builder itself is not super hard to use. You click on things open on the sidebar. You have a look at what you can edit. Text style, you can choose a font, you can choose the size, you can choose the weight of the font, you can choose different colors. If you want to add on your own custom colors, you just need to click on this little round option. These squares will give you pre-made options, but if you click on the actual circle, it will give you options to actually modify the hex code. So let's just see on here the letter spacing. What is this? Line height. If you scroll down, you can see the background of this text, borders of the text, spacing of the text. So you click on things and then you explore what you have here on the right hand sidebar. It's really simple to manage. If you worked with any kind of page builder before, in case you worked with Word, this is a very similar process. Like, what size of the text you want, what do you want the actual button to look like, and then here you can see that on some of the things you have the styling options, and then if there is a, a higher function that the actual element that you chose needs to do, then you will have another option here for setting. Setting is what it actually does. The style is how it looks and where is it positioned, and the setting is what it does. So in case you click on the text, you don't have the setting, you only have the style, because you can just manage the style and things like that. So in case you're clicking around, you chose a template and you're clicking around, and it's really simple to understand what you need to do to make it look good. So my suggestion is, if you chose a template, don't really reinvent the wheel, only in case you really want to put in some things. But for that one, you also don't need to go out of your own way. You can click simply over here on the block. For example, I want to put in a testimonial section on here. I don't know how to design a testimonial block, so I will just click over here onto the blocks and choose a block that has testimonials from here. So I'll go through and see if there is anything that has testimonials. There is a follow us on Instagram. If we want to add that on, we can choose that. Um, let's just see. So this is a cases option, cosmetics, again Instagram options, and then things like that. So you can go through each and every one of these blocks and include something that you like, that you found, that you really want to add, like brands you love and things like that. You don't have to come up with this yourself. You can just click on it and bring it into your own store, and this will make it super easy for you to manage uh
Your
your
product and your
store.
your
Yeah.
look and feel. And own it. I mean, you have the creative right to actually do that. You can mix and match colors and make sure that they make sense. You don't want to, have a whole rainbow of assorted colors. Just make sure that you try to have a balance. That's the most important part. And I think, David, that kind of summarizes everything that we did with the homepage. Unless you want something else to add right now.
No, that's basically it, the editing the homepage. This was a step 3. We have a couple more steps. So this is actually the step 4 and the step 5 are the finishing touches for today. So editing the product and the category pages. As we said, this is a one product store. We will not have separate categories, but we'll show you how to actually work with those as well. And then we'll go in to edit the product page so that it looks pretty. We also have product templates, and we'll show you how to actually choose those. So if we go back here to the page builder, we can click over here to the pages and the left hand sidebar. Oops, I zoomed in a bit too much. Here under the pages, here you have the navigation. This is basically the navigation bar where we were managing. If you click over here to the pages, you can see the different options that we have. We were modifying the home page. This is why this is highlighted as pink. If we want to go onto a category page, you can click over to the category page, and this is how it's going to be looking like. So in case you want to modify the category page, you'll be clicking around and then editing the styling, as you can see over here in the right hand sidebar. Or if there is a higher function, if there is a deeper function that this element can do, then you can also set it up here. So as you can see, title tag, what's the title tag of the actual page. So on here you can put in a description. The only distinction here is that you don't design what it will be saying. So you don't click in here and then you put in the text, because that's not the point of the category page. The category page, you design how it will look like, but the content will be pulled in from the backend. As you can see here, in case you have multiple products, they will not show up here. So you will not click on the product title in order to modify it. This is a dynamic page. You set up how to look like, you set up the fonts, you set up the sizes of the text, um, and things like that, how it will look like, but you don't actually manage what it will consist of, what the content will be on the page. Like you will not click inside here and type in your title, but it will be the category title. And if you remember, we set up one category which was Top accessories. So in case somebody clicks on here, this will be saying Top accessories, and then we manage how it will look like when it says Top accessories. So I just chose Open Sans. I can set it up to be semi-bold or even bold, and so on. So this is something that you manage on here. When you click on different things, you will see that there is different options that you can edit. As I said, over here, there's the category products. We have some settings. We can see if we want to design 1, design 2, design 3, design 4, and so on. So you pick and choose which one you'd like. With each design, you have a different options and colors that you can manage. As you can see, when I hover over this one, then there is a pink color. If I want to add this on to be my color, this yellow, then I can actually have this show up here. So as I said, the right-hand sidebar is very useful for managing the styling. And if you clicked on something, it has more options, then it will show up the settings option. You can just go through it. It's very, very easy to understand what it does. Sort products. Do you want to be able to sort the products? Do you want some pagination? The pagination is the actual on the bottom, which will say showing one of the 99 products, and then page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on. So you can toggle these on and off. So that's basically it. If you want to add on more details, more options, you can click on the elements. The global elements, as you see here, these will be static elements. That means if you want text to be shown, then you click on the text option. You pull it out on the canvas. In case you want an image, then you go into the media and you pull out an image. However, as I said, this is a dynamic page which will pull in these products. It will not showcase your products, but it will pull in the products from the database. You can click over here to these category elements as well. These are only the dynamic options, the dynamic elements. So you want the category title, the category description, the media, like the category images, the products, the category products, and things like that. You can pull these on to the canvas in order to be populated by the actual by the system itself. So I don't really think that we need to go in any further. I believe that we did a
Yep.
good job just by setting up the color, and basically that is it for the category page. For your own needs, in case you will need to have something else like a category image, you can drop it in here and then maybe showcase, like apparel will have an image of actual clothing on it and things like that. But that's something you will need to manage on your particular stores for your particular need.
And remember, have in mind that every single item, whether it's an element, a video, an image, text, will display in every single category page that you select to have that page. So let's just have that in mind, because some people have created pages and they add other elements that they might not want to showcase in a different category. So just have that in mind when you're showcasing categories, to make sure you create a different category page for each category that you want to showcase.
Yeah. So this was the category page. As we said, we are going to be editing these and also the product pages. The product page, we chose a random one when we were setting up the product. This is where you actually set up which one you want to choose. And then when we go into pages, let me zoom in. When we go to pages, click over here to pages, we have a product page option. We click on it, and this is the one that we chose, product layout with bumps. At this moment, this is how it looks like. This was pre-made. This was made by the GrooveKart designers, or the actual GrooveKart team, and this is how it looks like. So this is going to showcase the reviews, if there are any reviews. This is going to be showcasing the details of the product. This is going to be showcasing the bumps that are available, and this is going to be showcasing the variants, pricing, a short description, and then the product title and how many people are viewing the product. Here we can see an image element which will showcase the images of the product. However, if you want, you can also click over here these 3 dots, and you can use templates as well. We have templates for product layout. So there are options you can see that are different options available for that you can just select and see how they look like. Just don't forget, this will override all the settings that you have here. So in case you have a product that will look good in this type of a layout, you can have this. As you can see, it looks really nice with related products, with a nice subscribe option. You can click over here and then pick and choose the products that you want. Let's just have a look. Maybe there's something that we can choose for our own needs. Maybe this one. Let's have a look how this looks like. Okay, Let's import it in.
And actually, David, I noticed something right now in our product that we might want to add into whatever page we select, which is if you preview the page right now, and I'm going to try to do this really quickly because it's important. Can you preview that page for a second to see how the product looks like?
You mean the product page or our own product page?
Yeah, or yeah, the our own product page. I'm sorry.
So I can go onto the home page, and
Yeah,
then I can go
into the product.
into the
And
product.
this is something of you just create the product, then click there. And this is something to pay attention because you see what David just did, and I just noticed it because I had the the screen open in the other product, is that we didn't have a quantity option, which David actually, when he selected that specific page, you want to have always the quantity selector open and activated because you don't want to limit your customer to only one or two or three and do it repeatedly. You want to have that option open and just make sure that they can select the quantity that they want right from the get-go. That's all that I wanted to add.
Cool. So yeah, I agree with this one. If people want to purchase 4 of these, why not give them an option to do it? So that's actually makes sense. So let's just find another one. I don't really like this template, and I'm not just picky, but I think that we can find something even better. But basically, yeah, I'm picky. So let's just see maybe these shoes, how these look like. I want something simple. This looks kind of simple. Um,
And
let's just
yeah, and you have the three elements. You have the selector, your colors, your sizes, and that depends if you actually using variants. So, but I think that'll be a winner.
Um, however, we also want to add on some other options. Let me just reload, go back to the product page, go back to this one. So you need to first select the page, and then once you click on the 3 dots, you'll be able to see the templates. Let's just load in the sports option on here, like the last resort. So I'm trying and clicking on it. Let's see if it loads maybe a different option. Okay, it loaded in a different option. It didn't load in the option that I wanted, the shoes, for some reason. But yeah, let's just go with this one. It's very simple, very organized. So let's just go with this one. What we want to actually have is we want to have a couple more options on the page, because you remember, guys, we set up the element that if somebody purchases multiple quantities, they will get a discount. So we want to actually showcase that on here. So if we go into elements, we can see that there are product elements, and here you can go in and see like a product pictures or the product video. You can go into the content to see the product summary description, product description. These are all already placed on here, and here we can also see the bump products. We also want to add on the bump products because we want to give an option for the people to purchase or to get that free product that we set up, and we also want to showcase the quantity discounts, like buy 2 get that much discount, buy 3 get that much discount, and so on. But we don't necessarily need these variants from here because we don't have variants. So I just deleted the variants. As you saw, I just clicked on it and then click this trash can icon. So the quantity discounts I want to have above our bundles, and this is something that I would like us to have. The add to cart button, I want to have our own colors, our own yellow. Oops, not this one, but this one. Okay, and then as I set it up previously on the home page, I want to have a black text with the actual font that we chose, which is Open Sans. Make it bold, and there we go. So now we have a branded layout for our product. This is how it's going to be looking like. This is where the product reviews are going to come, if we have any. And we don't actually want to have any more you might like products on here because we have one product store. So let's just click and delete all of these options, and this is basically what we have right now. So this was going to be the product title. here it's going to be showing it as well. We'll have a nice little display of the price, and that's basically it.
And don't forget to click save. Always, always, always click the save button.
Cool. So let's just see. This was the product page before. If we reload, this is how it looks like right now. I'm not the happiest with how it looks like, but we'll just going with it because this is what we chose. As you can see here, because we put in the bundle. So this is the bundle, not the bundle, sorry, the bump offer. This is displaying the bump offer, which is showing here. If somebody clicks this, they will also get the Work from Home Productivity Booster Premium Bundle. If they want, they can also purchase multiple options, like buy 2, get 5%, buy 3, get 10%, buy 4, get 15%. So people can choose how many to add, and then they will get discounts according to that. What happens when they add it to cart? This little form will show up. This is the actual add to cart option. We can manage this to have it or not to have it. On the one product stores, I would suggest not to have it because we don't necessarily need it. But as you can see here, it displays that if you choose the bump offer, it is free. And if you chose 2 products, you don't pay $143.98, or I don't know if you can see this. You don't pay $143.98 because as you chose 2, you get a discount. So this is what this is calculating over here. You can leave this type of a display, like an add to cart option, but you can also manage to have it a different way. So how to manage that? You go into settings, checkout, and then add to cart click action. This one, what we had was a flyout cart. You can have a redirect to the checkout page, so it will not show up like a add to cart option, but you can also have a pop-up cart. So let's just click on here. Now it is updated, and let's see what it actually does. If we reload this product page, if you click the add to cart, this is how it's going to be show up. So the product was successfully added to the shopping cart, Gyro, top foldable desk, continue shopping or proceed to checkout. It's explaining what can be done with it, but I don't really need this option. I just want people to go direct to the checkout. So we can go back to settings, checkout options over here, and then I will set up redirect to the checkout directly. Okay. Now what happens when we refresh this and click the add to cart? We're not directed to any kind of add to cart pop-up or flowing thingy. We are directed over to the checkout page, and this is the next step that we want to edit. We want to edit the checkout page. So tell us, John, why we need to actually modify the checkout page.
Really quickly, the checkout page needs to be edited for a couple of reasons. One, you want to make sure that you have 3 key things here. You determine the security of your website, that you have that in their control. You can instill confidence in your customers once you have a couple of things, that you also accept credit cards, that your information is secured, and of course that you accept all forms of payment. And if you scroll down, you see that they're in the details. However, there are things that you might not need. For example, create an account or keep me up to date with news and exclusive offers. I will always keep around because that will start building my list, and that will actually connect internally with GrooveKart. Everybody does an order, they will be included in that. But for example, the why chooses articles, those 3 tags that are there, maybe that'll be too much. And if you notice something, and this is some key in e-commerce, is the less that your customer has to scroll down, the better. So as you can see, you also need to know that you have 2 times the actual icons for the credit cards. If you scroll down a little bit, David, you'll see that you have the we accept icons 2 times in that page. So we don't really need it in that right below the proceed button. So you want to probably remove that if it's in the specific page that you want. Now, also what customer says, you don't really have to have a lot or a lot of comments in that page. And if you remove the blog, you notice that the scrolling, it will be minimized just a little bit, but it will be minimized. You don't want to have your customers scroll down in your checkout page. You want to make sure that they select what they need, they fill out the forms, and they paid. Any other distraction might actually kill your conversions. So make sure that you keep it as clean as possible. And again, if you want to add a couple of things, just make sure that it pertains to your product or your service. Make sure that you use key points like, my products are the best because of these reasons. You should order with us because of these reasons. Always instill confidence in your clients. Remember, the trust factor in the last page, which is the checkout page, always goes a long way when it comes to the money making decisions. Make sure that you keep your page really tight and very simple, and avoid any clutter or distractions. That will be pretty much my advice to you guys.
Cool. So now that we know what we need to do, why we need to do it, and now we just go into how. Okay. So let's just click over here to the pages. We are still in the builder. This is the page builder where we are going to be visually modifying the page. We go into pages option again here, and then we can come over to the checkout option. The checkout option, we only have one. We don't have templates for it, but you can still modify everything that you want. By default, the header and the navigation is turned off. This is for the reason because we don't want people to click out from the checkout page. So knowing this, I would definitely try to turn off also the footer here. In case you have like privacy policy terms and conditions like shipping policy and the disclaimers and things like that, you may not want to do that, but in my opinion, at this moment for this particular project, I will turn it off. This will also make it easier for us to keep the person on to keep the visitor on the page. As John said, we don't always need to have these what customer says. So if you prefer to delete that, you can just click on different elements on here and just choose the trash can icon. I now clicked on this option over here, which is a 3-column layout, but I can see that there is an outer box as well. So there the ones that you chose is highlighted with green boxes, and the blue one is highlighted with the blue. Basically, this is the outer box. In case I want to delete the whole thing, I'll just select that, and then again here, and now I have a smaller page. I don't need to scroll through. This will be loaded in like this way, and people will not need to go around a lot. As we closed off the footer, we only have this one, so the payment is secured. We actually maybe want to have it here, but I will modify the font. Open Sans, I want it to be on black color, and it is actually not changing on here. So that means that something is wrong. Even like this, it already looks good. So maybe just remove the background of this one and leave it like this. Leave it a bit more
Clean.
clean.
Yep.
And what else? Let's just see this logo. We could actually resize it. It's a bit too big. So let's just see some custom dimensions. Height. Maybe this one. It looks a little bit more clean, focused on getting people to pay us. Also here, getting people to see what they actually purchased. If we want, we can also modify these colors on the top. So there is a card, customer information. We can choose each and every one of these colors. We can just go in and then maybe add on the colors. So the blue one that they already went through, maybe we can set it up as this yellow. It's super hurting the eyes, but let's just choose the text color to be black. This way it's a bit more manageable. The current step color, this is going to be some sort of a gray, I would say. Something
That's good.
like that.
Yeah.
That's good. And then the next step is going to be this light gray. So we can just leave it like that. At this moment, the apply button, we cannot change the color of it because the one that you see here is green. This would need to go through custom CSS, which is more coding. We don't want that, but let's just manage these prices on here. I will put the prices just in black, just to keep it simple. It still looks good. People will know what they're paying for. Background color will be white, just to keep it simple as well. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with what we have right now. We'll also need to go and have a look at what kind of other elements we have available for the checkout page. So if you go into elements, you know that these are the static elements like the image, text, and things like that. But in case you want, you can go in and see what other elements that are related to only this checkout page are available. So we have some tables, we have some form, and basically that's it. We have all of these elements added on the page, and we don't need to add them one more time. Cool.
Uh,
The
I
last thing.
Yeah, I was about to go there. Go.
So the last thing is, you remember that we had this create an account, keep me up to date on news and exclusive offers. We had these options on here. You can manage if you want to show this or not show this uh, in the settings option. If you come into settings, you can go into checkout, and here in the customer account options, you can also manage to have this create an account pre-checked, so that it's already checked by default. And when you're selling digital products like what we are doing right here, we're giving a bonus. You would probably want to leave this on, because people can create an account and go in, log in order to re-download or access this product again. This will also make it easier for them to access invoices for the other things they purchased, and this will also keep them as a customer inside GrooveKart, so you can remarket to them at a later point. Like, you can reach out to them at a later point, and also when they reach out to you for support, you'll be able to get all of their details just by them creating an account with your company. Over here, you can choose the newsletter subscription if you want to turn it on or turn it off. The newsletter subscription is this one. Keep me up to post on news and exclusive offers. If you don't want that, you can just check it out. Then it will not show up. If you want it, then you can just turn it on over here. And then customer account creation. Do you want it or not? And do you want it pre-filled or not? Above and below, continue option is just going to be showing a continue button on here, so that you get the guest or the visitor to the next step. So if they are on the customer information, you want to get them to the next step, there will be another button over here to continue. That's basically it. So it's not very hard. Customer account options is where you can manage the things that are happening below this information field. Anything that I missed, John?
Actually, I think you pretty much cover it all. I think we changed the settings that need to be changed. We give the options to the customer. And I think just the last thing that I want to add is just make sure that you click the save button. Every changes should be saved in your page. But I think you covered it all, my friend.
Yeah, perfect. So cool. Let's just make sure that we reload now, because this was the checkout page previously. If we reload, we'll see the new things that we modified. As you can see, we have the colors, we have the smaller logo, we have the things pre-checked over here. We don't have those crazy looking people on here with testimonials. We don't have a footer on here, but we do have a nice looking layout, a very clean layout for the checkout. So that's basically it. We covered most of the things that you would need in order to start selling your products. The pages are designed, the pages are now as we want them to be. And yeah, we can go on to the next section. If you remember something, John, that we didn't cover, that we should be covering, please mention it. But at this moment, guys, it's your time to shine. So in case you do have any questions, please use a Q in front of your questions, and then we can answer them for you.
Yeah, and I think actually we did cover everything. We did cover all the stuff, and yeah, we kind of took a little longer session today, but I think it's going to be worth for those actually watching the replay, because then everything will start coming together. And I think we have a couple of questions that people asked during the actual session.
Yeah.
But just address one. For example, Nurul Chowdhury says, can I use this training for launching a multiple product site, or should I watch the previous trainings? The rule, you can actually use this one. Or if you want better context and more content that we have online, you can go to our GrooveDigitalAcademy.com, go to the GrooveKart section, and we have the GrooveKart challenge, the GrooveKart 60-day challenge, which we cover the whole 9 weeks of a process, so you can start there. But if you're starting with a new store, take a look at this one. Take a look at this episode and the last one and the one before, and just next Wednesday, about the same time, just come up here again, and you can interact with us live, so you can actually just put everything together. And let's see, we have any other question. Let me see if I can have that here in a moment. Give me 1 second. Question. Francis Filion asks, when the review system is back in order, will be automated reviews replace the reviews that were entered manually? No, they will show in different sections, but it will be under that specific review area, but it will show the reviews from AliExpress and any other that your customer or yourself have created manually. And I think Christine Case has a question. There is a way to use the video from AliExpress? Unfortunately, no. That will require to have certain situation with importing the video, and at the moment, GrooveKart does not have the ability to import the videos. We can only connect the videos from your YouTube account. You will need to have an ID either in Vimeo or in YouTube. What you can do is, if you have YouTube, I think it's YouTube Premium, you can download the video, maybe kind of just edit it, format it a little bit, make it your own, and then re-upload it. But that is still quite frowned upon because you're actually taking something from like AliExpress. So you don't want to make sure that you edit the video. And let's see, I believe we have one last question. Relate to that question, I think we have to be careful handling categories and variants, or am I okay? Yes, MKS, make sure that you handle your variants with really care, because that will actually determine the way that the orders are being processed. That's the only thing that I can think of. Now, David, anything else for tonight? I think we covered it all. We took a little longer time, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I know it was an extra hour longer, but I hope that the content that we provided you today is of value. And go ahead, work with your store, create a one product, follow the process. This is what it's all about. Make sure that you guys follow along, and we can actually just be of value for you guys.
Absolutely. I wanted to say that if you follow the first, let me just turn it off. If you follow the first module, you learned how to create your brand. You learned how to actually brainstorm ideas, brainstorm products, brainstorm your domain names, brainstorm your store name, and you got a understanding of how it looks like from the top. Now today we dove in and we created those pages. And as you saw, if you have one product, you need a home page, a product page, and a checkout page. These 3 pages you need to modify. Of course, there will be other pages like the contact page for support, privacy policy, terms and conditions, disclaimer, shipping policies, and things like that. These will be coming in the next module, but it's super easy to set up. There's really literally nothing that you need to actually get overwhelmed about. So if you follow this step-by-step process, you can really quickly have a store up and running. We're going to be doing it in 3 days, even though we don't plan ahead. Like today, I just reached out to John. Hey, John, do you have the images? Oh, yeah, let me get them today. So it's basically a super simple process in case you know what to do. And the job with this GrooveKart Accelerator is to show you what needs to be done. What are the steps so that you can plan ahead the next time when you're doing it. So my suggestion is to take the module 1, go through with the module 1, take the module 2, go through with the module 2, and by then you will have very good understanding. I just want to spoil the next module and then just tell you what we are going to be working on.
Yep.
We're going to be doing the support page. We're going to be turning on the CAPTCHA. We're going to turn on the contact page. We're going to go into analytics, 1 or 2 apps, going to add payment methods and payment modules. And I also want to teach you a little bit about how to start promoting yourself, how to actually get out there in the world. So in case you follow along during these 3 days, you learn how to actually set up a proper store with a product, set up a payment gateways, all your pages, a couple of apps that could maybe increase your productivity and the sales conversions. And then also I'm going to be showing you how to get out there and successfully promote yourself, even without lists, even without company, even without actually visitors to your store yet. So it's going to be awesome. Make sure you finish these steps on the module. This is created for you so you can accelerate your progress. But I'm looking forward to actually seeing how this all ends up. Anything to add, John?
Yeah, one last thing, guys. If you're following the process, just take action. As David said, you have to make sure that you move with the process. Don't just dwell on things. If you have a question, you can always reach us at support@groovedigital.com, and we will help you. I mean, the whole idea is for you guys to take action on what the opportunity that the software offers, so we can actually just do it. As MKS says, with this lesson, I see things like a piece of cake. Thank you. That's what it's all about. Make sure that we simplify the things, we simplify the process, and I know along the way there will be questions. So we'll be here to help you guys.
Uh,
So, and I don't know, Dave, is anything else? I think we can wrap it up. It's almost 8:25, and I know
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. I just wanted to say that it may look a little bit simpler when we are doing it. We are not doing this for the first time. You may be doing this for the first time. You may not even have logged into GrooveKart yet. So don't try to do as fast as we are doing it. Just try to go in and then really understand it for the first time. When you're going in there, try to understand what is where. Like, explore a little bit. If you click around, the platform is done very intuitively. So if you didn't watch any video tutorials yet, you go in there, you'll understand it. But I wanted to say, don't forget to ask in case you get stuck somewhere. We're all people. We all need help, a little bit of hand holding. We have our Facebook community out here. It's basically on Facebook, Groove Digital. You can go in there, ask questions, get help from others that are maybe a couple of steps ahead. And I'm always there as well, so you can ask ask for help there. So with that said, I wanted to say you're not alone. There are other people that are doing this, and then just please reach out. Don't go at it alone. You don't have to.
exactly. All right, guys. I think with that said, let's call it a night. And I want to thank you for again being with us here in this second episode for the GrooveKart Accelerator. David, it's always a pleasure. So I guess it will be good night. Go get some rest, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 6 to 7:30, or maybe 8, or maybe 8:30. But remember, it's gonna be worth it, guys. Anything that we can do to help you is always in the benefit for our users and our community. So take advantage. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, and happy holidays, happy everything, because this is the